Hi folks, it's Jack from Red Dragon Longsword Academy, and today I don't have a product review, but more a product maintenance guide on the new Red Dragon dreadnought gloves, which came out a couple of months ago. And unfortunately, there was a manufacturing issue which resulted in them being made with the wrong rivets, which is unfortunate. But Night Sharp has been awesome, and they have said that they will supply new rivets, Chicago rivets, to anyone who has purchased these, and I believe is purchasing them. But they've dropped the price. They've gone down from, I think they were at possibly, I think it was like 150, and it's now sort of below 100, which is awesome. And they're supplying people with the Chicago rivets to change as and when they want, which is really, really good. So I have a fresh pair, which have been used once with one of my students. We were testing them out, giving them a bit of a stress test, and the thumb, which is an issue that I found first with my own gloves, is popped on the inside there. It's just the rivet. It's not the right rivet, so it's popped. So we've got some Chicago rivets. Let's take these off. So I've got a nice big pack here. I believe they will send out enough for the glove to replace you. I obviously won't get one of these, but I've just got the bog standard sort of supply just so I can change as and when. And this is the Chicago rivet. If anyone's not sure what they are a screw-based rivet. This has a Phillips and a flathead sort of style head to this, depending on what you've got. But a Phillips is pretty common, so most people have that. So we're going to go and change the rivet on this one. But before we do that, I will just show you my own pair, which I have completely changed the fingers and the thumb and also the knuckle on. It does change the weight of the glove, not massively. Actually, I prefer this now more so with the weight that these rivets have added to it, because they just feel a little bit more substantial on my hand. I've also added, I'm sure you can see, but I've added more EVA foam for protection, because this is my right hand, so it tends to get struck a lot if I'm unlucky. And I've added more Velcro in there too, just to keep these fingers in place and keep that, come on, so keep that fingertip nice and close to my actual fingertip. Obviously, when you're gripping the sword, you need that gap to help close in a gap across here. Also, it will, if they're right flush, you probably wouldn't get that flexion. It'll be pulling in areas, but this is mine. I am really pleased with how it's turned out. Also, changing the rivets and adding in the Velcro has reduced the movement here, so it keeps those fingers underneath the knuckles, which is nice. So there's no knuckle or finger popping out, which is ideal. So put that to one side. We will get the thumb. I'm just going to change the one rivet. I'm going to do it as and when on this. I don't think there's any need to replace them all, so we'll do the one. I won't glue them in place. You can glue them in place. I did on the original ones, and I can't get them all off now because I super glued them in place. They are fine. I was just going to break them down and use those gloves for spares and repairs, but they are now a solid pair, so they'll just get used in class instead. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, it's nice. It's folded over. It's too soft. That should just come out. Double check everything else. Yep, that should just come out. So all I'm going to use to do this is a pair of needle nose pliers with a wire cutting part at the bottom. That's really useful. That will cut the actually cut the rivet off, which is what we want. And then just a normal Phillips head screwdriver. Says it's PZ2 times 100 millimeter. Yeah, that will fit quite nicely in the provided screw. Okay, so I found that if you can get underneath the rivet head with the wire cutter part, a bit fiddly, you don't want to damage any of the other bit. I was trying to squeeze that there just to pop that up. Like that. That in. And it should, a bit of force, fire off, watch you don't get yourself in the eye. And there you go, it's done. That's come straight out. And as you can see, this is, yeah, the rivet's just folded over. And it's not keeping anything in, which is a shame, but there we go. Put that in the bin. Let's have a look. What sizes have we got? As I'm not going to put any more padding in this, I'm just going to go for a smaller rivet. Go for a medium one. I'll go for the medium one. The screw. I'm not going to use the washer. It doesn't need it. Yeah, so I'm going to just about see the hole there. The nylon can be quite frayed, so it's a bit fiddly getting in, which is why I prefer putting a screw end in the bottom rather than the top, because it's hard to get the actual rivet. There we go. That's through, and then push it in. You can see it through the hole there. And all I'm going to do is get this and just, without using the screwdriver, tighten it up and then use the screwdriver to finish it off. Just to make sure the threads are on nicely. There we go. It's on there now. And I'm going to go through the side here to get the screwdriver in. Phillips. It is, and all I do is just keep that pressure on with my finger until I start to feel it spin it around, and then that's tight enough. I haven't had to tighten any of mine up yet. Not to say I won't, but I haven't, so that's handy. And there you go. That's it done. Let's put it on. Yeah. There's no pop it over, and on how it sits, it's probably going to end up coming over like that. It's not a bad thing. There you go. Take that off. A little closer view. It's much smaller. It's a nicer looking rivet as well. But I'm going to do these as and when. I will, when the time comes, I will do a demo on the finger. I'll replace this one. It's a bit fiddly, and you have to take it off from the knuckle, so you can peel it back, and then I go from fingertip all the way up, and I'll add in some padding as well, and some more Velcro to just reduce that gap. But as it is, it's done. It's ready for somebody else now to use in the club, and I will fix it as and when it's needed. But there you go. And there you have it, folks. That is the short demo on how to replace the rivet on the new Red Dragon longsword gloves. These rivets will be supplied to people that have brought the gloves before the issue was discovered, and I think people who are still purchasing the gloves at a discounted price, which is really, really good. The Night Shop's customer service has been absolutely phenomenal. Can't fault them, and they've dealt with this issue really, really well, which is nice to see. So I will use these to spar, or use my own to spar rather, and so you guys can get a good look at how well they do up against various different fences and or intensities of sparring. Like I said, these are really good sort of light to medium sparring, and then I've added more protection, so they're sort of breaking past that medium to sort of heavy sparring territory now, which is quite nice to have. So there you go. I've been Jack from Red Dragon Longsword Academy, and thank you very much for watching.